so here's the deal. We are going to look at a couple of words that we see a lot when we're reading, okay? I'm gonna start with one that's gonna be really easy for you to read because the sounds match perfectly, okay? All right, before we do that, I'm gonna start with two gems, okay? I want you to take a look at this word, and I want you to tell me what sounds you hear in this word. What sounds do you see in this word? Good job. I, itch, eh. Good job. What's the second sound you see? So these two letters make the sounds I, t. Let's go ahead and push these right up into our sound box here, buddy. We're going to say I, t. Go ahead, your turn. And blend those together.
It.
What is this word?
It.
It. Nice job, buddy. So if I was to put those letters in my sound box, they're going to match perfectly. I have I and I have t. What word does this make?
It.
It. All right, buddy, I want to show you one more word. I think this is a word you might know now. The. Let's take a look at that word and let's break it down a little bit. When you see that word the, what sounds do you hear?
T.
Tell me the sounds you hear, buddy. Not the letters, the sounds. In the.
V. Z.
So you're telling me letters, honey? Tell me the sounds. Like if I was hearing the sounds in the word it, I would say it. What are the sounds in the? I'm gonna give you a little clue. You got it. Let's take a look and see if those sounds match. What two letters make the sound? And you've been learning this in your classroom.
Digraph.
It's a digraph. What two letters? You just said it. Yeah, this one right here. I heard you say it. TH. Can you put a TH in that box right there? Good job, buddy. So that sound matches, right? And the word the. Now, guess what? Guess what the next sound that we hear in the?
What?
What comes next? What letter in the word the makes the sound in this word?
U.
It's U usually makes the sound but look at, we have an E. Can you put an E right there? That's how we spell the word the. But you're right. It makes the sound It makes the sound that U usually makes. So in this word, we hear those two sounds. We hear th, Which sound does it match? Take a look right here. Which of these sounds doesn't match? The E. The E doesn't match. It makes the sound. Nice job, buddy. Hi, parents. We created some reading resources this summer that we wanted to share with you all. We created some sight word cards. On these sight word cards, you have words that students see oftentimes in text. We have a couple of different kinds, and as you saw when I worked with Ford, we have words that are very easy to decode. The sounds match perfectly. I, t. So when I was working with Ford, I wanted to show him that those sounds matched perfectly when he was sounding it out. Now sometimes we have words like the. This is an irregular word part. This E does not make the sound that we would expect. It makes the sound. So this resource has our words on the front. On the back, it actually has some ways that we can help students to make sure that this word becomes a word that they know automatically. This is not going to happen immediately. We don't want them just to memorize the word. We want them to learn which word parts match and which word parts do not match. So on the back of this resource, it shows us how we can take apart those words by sound. In this word, and you'll see your students tapping quite a bit home, it says th, So those are the two sounds that you hear in the. The spelling of that is T-H-E, and this is something that we do point out to students. The way this is spelled is T-H-E. Over here, it says orthographic mapping. This is a fancy word for how students learn which sounds match which words and which sounds do not match. And the more that students practice this, the more that they'll be able to learn this word by sight, okay? That's why we call it a sight word. there's lots of ways you can do this at home. You may not have a sound box like I did here, but you may have pennies at home. I used some gems here, but you could also use pennies at home to show those sounds so they can hear the sounds and then see which sounds match and which sounds don't match. If you are working with your child and you have any questions about how to help support your student or your child with orthographic mapping, please don't hesitate to reach out to the Reading Center. The more that you help your child look at those sounds, again, see which sounds are regular sounds that match and which are irregular, and point out what those sounds are, the more quickly your child will be able to orthographically map that, and then that's a word that they will know automatically.